From the outside, Melissa Gilbert's life looked like a perfect fairy tale. America's prairie sweetheart, growing up under warm lights and wholesome lessons on Little House on the Prairie. But what if the story you thought you knew was only half the truth? Behind that familiar smile was a child carrying adult pressures, private pain, and emotional battles never shown on screen. Fame gave her love, but it also demanded silence. And as the years passed, the cost of growing up in front of millions became impossible to hide. Born Melissa Ellen Gilbert on May 8, 1964, in Los Angeles, California, her life began with uncertainty. She was adopted shortly after birth by actor and comedian Paul Gilbert and his wife Barbara Crane, a former dancer and actress. From the very start, Melissa was immersed in the world of performance. Creativity surrounded her, but so did expectations she was far too young to understand. Melissa entered show business before most children ever step inside a classroom. She appeared in commercials and television guest roles at an age when childhood should have been simple. Even then, something about her stood out. There was sincerity in her eyes, a quiet emotional depth that cameras seemed to find effortlessly. It was clear she wasn't just acting, she was feeling every moment. Everything changed in 1974, when 9-year-old Melissa was cast as Laura Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie. Based on the books by Laura Ingalls Wilder, the series quickly became one of the most beloved family shows in American television history. Week after week, viewers watched Laura grow, stumble, suffer, and persevere, and unknowingly, they were watching Melissa do the same. The role demanded emotional maturity far beyond her years. Little House on the Prairie didn't shy away from hard truths. It explored poverty, disability, death, faith, prejudice, and moral responsibility. Melissa carried these heavy themes with remarkable grace. Her performances were raw, tender, and unforgettable, earning her a permanent place in television history. At the heart of the show was Michael Landon, who played Charles Ingalls, Laura's father, and served as the creative backbone of the series. To Melissa, Landon became much more than a co-star. He was a mentor, protector, and father figure. He taught her discipline, honesty, and the responsibility that comes with telling stories that matter. The cast and crew became an extended family, one that shaped Melissa's understanding of love and loyalty. When Little House on the Prairie ended in 1983, the show's legacy lived on, but Melissa faced a new reality. The transition from child star to adult actress is notoriously painful, and her journey was no exception. While audiences forever associated her with Laura Ingalls, Melissa was desperate to prove she was more than a memory from childhood television. She worked tirelessly to redefine herself, taking on challenging roles in television, film, and theater. In The Miracle Worker, she portrayed Helen Keller, a performance that showcased her emotional strength and commitment to demanding material. On stage, she found freedom, a place where she could shed expectations and rediscover her voice as an artist. Behind the scenes, however, Melissa's personal life was unraveling. Growing up under constant scrutiny took a deep emotional toll. She later spoke openly about struggles with addiction, self-doubt, and complicated family relationships. Rather than hiding her pain, she chose honesty. By sharing her vulnerabilities, she shattered the illusion of the perfect child star and became a source of comfort. For others navigating similar battles, Melissa's influence extended beyond acting. From 2001 to 2005, she served as president of the Screen Actors Guild, becoming one of the youngest people ever to hold the position. Her leadership was driven by empathy and first-hand experience. She fought passionately for performers' rights, especially for young actors whose voices were often ignored. While her career evolved, her personal life unfolded just as publicly. As a teenager, Melissa found herself at the center of Hollywood attention, dating future superstars Tom Cruise and Rob Lowe. These relationships became pop culture trivia, but for Melissa, they were formative emotional experiences, early lessons in love, heartbreak, and the loneliness that fame can bring. In 1988, seeking stability after a childhood spent on sound stages, Melissa married actor and producer Bo Brinkman. The marriage represented her desire for normalcy and grounding. That same journey deepened when she became a mother. The birth of her son, Dakota Paul Brinkman, changed her life completely. Motherhood gave her a sense of purpose that fame never could. Despite their shared hopes, the marriage struggled under pressure. By 1992, Melissa and Brinkman divorced. The separation was painful, but she remained committed to raising Dakota in a loving, stable environment. Love found her again in 1995 when she married actor Bruce Boxleitner. Later that year, Melissa welcomed her second son, Michael. The name carried profound meaning. It was a tribute to Michael Landon, the man who had shaped her childhood and career. His influence extended far beyond television, guiding her values and understanding of family. Naming her son after him was an act of gratitude and remembrance for time. Melissa and Boxleitner appeared to have built a strong blended family, but balancing careers, parenting, and personal growth proved difficult. Over time, the relationship unraveled. In 2011, Melissa filed for divorce. She later spoke candidly about the emotional toll, choosing reflection over resentment and focusing on rebuilding her life. In 2013, love entered her life once more when she married actor and director Timothy Busfield. Their wedding took place at the picturesque Santa Ynez Ranch in Santa Barbara, California. In a quiet, intimate ceremony, both had lived full lives before finding each other, bringing children from previous marriages into a blended family built on experience rather than illusion. For years, their relationship appeared private and grounded. Melissa seemed to have finally found peace until everything shattered in January 2026. Long-standing rumors about her private life suddenly became national headlines. On January 9, 2026, our EPORTS confirmed that a warrant had been issued in New Mexico for the arrest of Timothy Busfield. Authorities alleged that Busfield had sexually assaulted twin boys during the filming of the television series The Cleaning Lady, with accusations spanning from November 2022 to early 2024. The allegations were devastating. Busfield faced 2 counts of sexual abuse involving a minor and 1 count of child abuse. With the warrant issued by the Albuquerque Police Department, the news sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and shattered the carefully protected privacy of Melissa's life. In statements attributed to her, Melissa Gilbert expressed shock and heartbreak. She emphasized the importance of due process, stating that allegations are not conclusions and that the legal system must be allowed to do its work. Reports revealed that the investigation began in November 2024, after a University of New Mexico doctor reported concerns, triggering a quiet inquiry that remained out of the public eye for months. Busfield's legal team denied the accusations, claiming they were fabricated following the dismissal of the child actors from the production. Caught between loyalty, disbelief, and moral responsibility, Melissa responded with restraint. She acknowledged the pain without rushing to judgment. Professional consequences followed quickly. NBC announced it would not air an episode of Law and Order, Special Victims Unit featuring Busfield, citing sensitivity to the allegations. The irony was impossible to ignore. When authorities were unable to locate Busfield days after the warrant was issued, the U.S. Marshals Service joined the search. Media speculation intensified, with questions swirling about Melissa's role, knowledge, and emotional state. She addressed the rumors directly, stating she had cooperated fully and would not obstruct justice. On January 13, 2026, Busfield turned himself in. For Melissa, it was not closure, but the beginning of a painful reckoning. She expressed concern for the alleged victims, emphasizing that if children were harmed, they deserved protection, compassion, and truth above all else. Melissa Gilbert's response wasn't about headlines or outrage. It was about grace in the face of unimaginable pain. Her journey reminds us that behind every public image is a private human story. If this story moved you, share your thoughts below. And remember to subscribe for more deep dives into the lives behind the fame. Thank you for watching.